Hello and welcome to the Fulhamish quick take after Fulham's 5-1 defeat at Manchester City. And to be honest, what more is there to say other than the contentious decision at the end of the first half? We all expected a City win. We all probably expected a comprehensive City win, particularly when you haven't got João Palhinha, Sasa Lukic, no Mitrovic and all the other players. No one expected to win. And actually, I think what's got to be mentioned here is how valiant Fulham were in that first half. We were brilliant for 45 minutes. Well, 49 minutes. We kept City at bay. We were making chances. City were rattled. Maybe not rattled, but they certainly were like, wow, this is more of a game than we ever normally get at the Etihad. And it was a brilliant game plan from Silva. So compact, so difficult to break down, and so dogged. What I love about this Fulham team, we went 1-0 down, and within a minute, we'd got it back to 1-1 with a smart corner and just a willingness to get back into the game. And what is so frustrating is that being taken away from us, snatched from us by an incompetent decision. I've tried to look at this with some balance. I know I don't sound like I have, but I really, really have. I've tried to look at it. I've watched that Aké goal numerous times. How? How can you look at where Akanji is? He makes an attempt to try and kick the ball. He misses. Granted, I've watched it back slowly enough. I'm not 100% sure he does miss, but I think he does. I don't understand how you can look at that decision and be like, oh yeah, Akanji's not interfered with play at all. Bernd Leno is waiting for Akanji to touch the ball. That's why he doesn't dive. You're telling me that Bernd Leno can't save a fairly slow header from about 12 yards out, direct, without any deflections. You're telling me someone of the quality of Bernd Leno, that's getting past him. I think clearly it's Akanji's view where he's like, are you going to touch it? Because if you touch it and I've dived, I'm gonna be gone the wrong way. And, it's one of those decisions that in the old days, if that had counted and there wasn't VAR, you'd have gone like, well, referee had to make a split second call. Hard to tell in the moment. But when you've got replay after replay after replay, like, how is this still happening? But it is happening every week, every game, it feels like. Every time you watch Match of the Day, they spend more time looking at VAR. They seem to like try and make an improvement and only seem to make it worse. It's almost impressive when you think about it, how they keep making a system worse and worse despite pumping so much money, time, and effort into trying to improve it. Just common sense. Common sense. You've watched football, you look at that, he's interfered with play. Sorry. And look, I don't subscribe to big club bias because I don't, but is it home crowd bias? Why is that? I just don't get it. And there's an element with big club bias that because bigger clubs are better, they often get more decisions because there are more things to go in their favor. But yada yada yada. But look, give me a tin hat because I'm struggling with how else I can try and defend what happened today and not call it anything else other than big club bias. I mean, Marco was incensed. Obviously, he was incensed. I mean, Marco gets incensed by quite small things. He was rightly incensed today. I thought at one point the Fulham players were going to walk off the pitch. I mean, that's the kind of level I thought it was at. And it's just undermined the entire match. And look, we lost 5-1. And you could come on here and go in the comments and say, well, look, it ended 4-1. It's changed the game fundamentally. And I'm almost looking at this game like, yeah, we lost 5-1, but I don't feel like we did. Because we go into that half time at 1-1. Look, City probably win it anyway. Let's not get stupid here. But that is such a hard second half. Marco Silva has time at half time to re-galvanise the troops, make some tweaks. Fulham later on in the game can bring on substitutions that helps. The dam was busted when it's 2-1 at half time, especially when you fought so hard. You've given everything to go into half time level. an amazing position to be in. City weren't at their best. Fulham have been so done today. I mean, second half, yeah, some of the defensive moments weren't great. It's a mistake by Tim Ream. It happens. He knew it. He just knew it, and he clumsily kind of got in the way of a ball that actually, if he'd have just left it, probably would roll through to Burnt Lane. But he doesn't know that. He knows as soon as it falls at Haaland's feet that it's a goal because it's Erling Haaland. Clumsy challenge from Diop to make it 4-1. And look, by the fifth, I'd given up I was only half watching by that point. So I think there's lots of positives to take. I think one of the biggest positives for me is Raul Jimenez. I thought he was fantastic. And look, I am not happy that we've sold Mitro and not really got a proper replacement in for my liking. But Raul Jimenez is winning me over week by week. It's a brilliant header to basically create the first goal. Well done, Tim Ream. Lovely to see him on the score sheet. And I think it's actually Bobby Decordova-Reid with the assist, but it still all comes from that first header from Raul Jimenez, which is really, really good. And just his hold-up play, that was one of the things that we praised Mitrovic for last year, was the way he was able to bring other players into play. And Raul Jimenez is doing the same. I don't think you'll get the goal-scoring return with Raul Jimenez, and that's a concern. But look, if Raul Jimenez can chip in with 8-9 goals, but give us all the all-round play, I feel like the likes of Wilson, Willian, Andreas are all going to get a lot more goals this year playing with someone as smart as Raul. Yes, the pace may have gone, and that is possibly why the goals have dried up. I also think possibly it's a confidence thing for Raul now, because he'll know in the back of his mind the fact that he's not scored many goals. So it would be great if in one of the next games, we've got an easier run of games, if Raul can get a goal, maybe get his confidence back, and we might start to see some goal scoring for him. But, the transfer window was a bad end, let's be honest. I'm still shocked that we received £45 million for Mitrovic and we didn't sign any other strikers. But I think we might be okay. If he puts in more performances like that, it was absolutely vital today. Who else performed well? I thought that Harry Wilson did quite well on the right. I don't think it was Andreas' best game. I think he was a bit wasteful, especially in the first half. I thought we had a few good openings. And the defence coped well. I thought that Ream and Diop came out particularly in the first half and really asserted their dominance on this City side. So it's hard to find so many positives after a 5-1 defeat, but we have to remember it's Manchester City, and luck did not fall our way today. And at the Etihad, you need all the luck in the world to get a result. And so when you get bad luck and you're at the Etihad, it's a recipe for disaster. Much bigger and better clubs will go to the Etihad and they will have even worse days than we did today. The goal difference isn't looking too pretty, but look, that's not really important right now. We've got two of the toughest games of the season out of the way. We have a quite nice run. Looking forward to playing a game again where I'm actually hopeful that Fulham might be able to win, or it's not a local derby. I'm looking forward to 2 weeks where the squad can galvanise and we can come back against Luton and against Crystal Palace and hopefully try and put some points on the board. But look, we'd have all taken 4 points, I think, at the start of the season. We're not in a bad position. The transfer window is a little bit of a shambles, but that's not the conversation for today. I just wanted to come on, address what happened in this City game. We've been robbed, and we've been robbed numerous times this season as well. Everton, quite clear handball that wasn't given, and yes, you can point to the Michael Keane goal that was disallowed, but he was offside. So I don't know why everyone keeps going on about it. He was a mile offside. Yes, it was the wrong decision for the foul on Leno, but he was a mile offside. So there's no point denying it. Dodgy penalty given against Ream in the Brentford game, and Bassi. Obviously, the second yellow was definitely a yellow, but that first yellow where I can't remember which Arsenal player it was. I think Trossard that was in the box when when Calvin Bassi's given the yellow. Again, a red card that shouldn't have been. And now today, all 4 league matches, and even the cup game, the whole Kenny Tete boot debacle felt like we didn't get much help from the officials either. So we've really had a bad stroke of luck, but we're still here on 4 points. We could be so much worse. You're looking at teams lower down the table. Sheffield United and Everton only got a point each. Luton and Burnley both on 0. It could be a lot worse, and there are winnable games around the corner. So not to be today. And yeah, it's hard to take. I think the only crumb of comfort for me today is that I think we would have lost anyway. I don't think we'd have lost by the margin that we did, though, which is frustrating. But 2 weeks off, we know our players who they're going to be for the rest of the season. The João Palhinha thing is done. We can hopefully put transfer deadline day past us and on to bigger and better things in the future. Thank you for watching today. The podcast with George will be out on Monday. If you want more reaction to today's game, and also, of course, they'll be paying tributes to Mohamed Al Fayed. Rest in peace, Mo. None of this would all be possible without Chairman Mo. So probably the best way to end this quick take today by paying respects to Mohamed Al Fayed. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. Come on, you Whites.